Ladakh's natural beauty, combined with the centuries-old Buddhist heritage, makes it one of the most scenic and culturally unique places on earth. Many visitors visit Ladakh to enjoy the serene ambience, pleasant weather, and the natural beauty of this place. Ladakh shares its border with China and Pakistan, and the Indian Army makes up a large part of the area's population. From this crowd, a young soldier who was sincerely serving his duty left army with the intention to serve his people and society. Born in a humble farmer's family, Tsering Angchuk was a curious child, always wondering about creation and the existence of even the smallest things. At the age of 17, he joined the Indian Army. One day, in response to an inner spiritual calling, he decided to shed his mundane life and enter into the stream of Dharma with a new name, Sanghasena.
Venerable Sanghasena, after having got the training of a soldier, decided instead to be the soldier for the Buddha.
Soon after completing his studies as a monk, Sanghasena returned to Ladakh, and in 1991, he set up the Mahabodhi International Meditation Center. Once a dry, barren land, has now turned into an oasis.
When he came to this barren land, there was nothing around it.
Today, this 250 acres of land is a vibrant hub of educational, humanitarian and spiritual services.
The best religion for the hungry is the food. The best religion for the thirsty is water. The best religion for the sick is the doctor and medicine, and for the homeless people to have a basic home to protect them from the severe cold and heat is the priority before we go to the high philosophical teachings of Buddha.
Sanghasena strongly believes that education is the best means to transform anyone's life for the better. In the real sense, Sanghasena has a kind and compassionate heart who can't see any living being in pain. In Ladakhi society, girls are given lesser opportunity for education and other privilege as compared to boys. Considering the fact, he decided to open a girls' school.
From the main thrust of his charitable work or compassion in action is actually education. I think he has changed many young children, and they have now become adults. And through the process of that transformation that he has introduced, the children are now more morally inclined, and they have actually an asset.
I pray for the long life of my Guru Venerable Sanghasena so that he can continue his mission in providing holistic education for needy children of Ladakh. It is from this school that life has been transformed for me, my own life, and many more lives like me have been transformed.
I would like to thank Venerable Sanghasena for giving me education.
His dedication, his work, and everything, we just appreciate him.
Thank you, Venerable Sanghasena, my beloved teacher, father, mother, rolled into one, for transforming my life.
Started with 25 girls from poor and remote families, in 1992, Sanghasena opened a girls' hostel. In 1996, a similar boys' hostel was also established. Today, there are 130 girls and 140 boys residing in these hostels. They are provided with free boarding, lodging, medical care and education. The school, with an enrollment of some 500 students, is an extension of Sanghasena's commitment to ensure quality education for such children, where equal importance is given to moral, social and spiritual knowledge. Education is not kept confined to the campus of Mahabodhi. Sanghasena has also opened schools in remote villages like Bodhkarbu and Tingmoskang, along with hostel facilities to ensure education to the poor rural children.
I'm ever grateful to my most revered master, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, for transforming my life through the light of education and of course through the light of moral education.
Sanghasena himself walked through the tough terrain to select the most needy children from places like Changthang, where temperatures drop below -35 degrees in winters, and to remote villages in Zanskar Valley, where the children are brought many miles over an ice-covered Zanskar River to ensure their timely enrollment at the start of the session. Mahabodhi runs a nunnery and has also established the Jitavana monastery for monks. Here, along with spiritual teachings, nuns and monks are given a modern education.
Due to the gratefulness and the gratitude of our revered master, Venerable Sanghasena, we the nuns of nunnery are able to get the basic monastic trainings and also the modern secular educations for our life.
Be it nuns, monks or children, Mahabodhi provides high-quality academic education up to the 10th standard, after which students have to go outside Ladakh for higher studies. Yet sadly, this option often proves too costly for most to consider. Keeping this constraint in mind, Sanghasena has established a girls' hostel in Chandigarh, where presently there are 35 girls pursuing their higher studies. Angmo, hailing from Himachal Pradesh, is among them. She is visually impaired and was raised in the blind hostel of Mahabodhi, where she studied till class 10th. She then studied up to class 12th in Chandigarh, and today she is studying in Delhi.
I lost every hope of life when I lost my eyesight. So luckily I contacted with Mahabodhi and I met with my beloved Guruji, who transformed my darkness life with education. So right now I pursue my higher education in Delhi University. As well as I learned many new things, for example sports and basic mountain course, which I had done last summer.
Mahabodhi opened Ladakh's first hostel for visually impaired children, which was inaugurated by the then President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The facility provides a full range of activities along with academic education.
His charitable works, his humanitarian works are so beautiful. Just imagine one man. And I think it's so wonderful to see how his heart bleeds to serve people.
For old people who are separated from their families and are left homeless in a rapidly changing culture, life in Ladakh is very difficult, especially during winter months. Bone-chilling cold and snowfall adds to the misery of the discarded elderly, and one such abandoned was Abi Laskit.
When I heard about the terrible flights of Abi Laskit, I immediately decided to bring her to the Mahabodhi Devachan campus. And we built a small home for her. And from Abi Laskit, I realized that there are so many others elderly people who are really in need of a home for them. Thus, the Mahabodhi Maitri Old Age Home was established.
Apart from human lives, Sanghasena has also transformed a huge desert land into a sanctuary of planting thousands of trees along with orchards, herbal garden and greenhouses through an efficient drip irrigation system. contributing to beauty as well as environmental conservation.
Here, when it was barren land 10-15 years back, I've seen that it is entirely green through drip irrigation and through many artificial methods. He has done a big work, and this is a record.
In the light of the ecological sensitivity of the region, the decreasing snowfall and declining water levels in the rivers, along with the high ignorance levels of the indigenous population towards harnessing renewable sources of energy, such as solar power, has compelled Sanghasena to look for a viable and sustainable solution to count the significance of Himalayas and protect it for millions of people and hundreds of species whose survival depends on Himalayas.
Solar energy is one of the most important alternative energies that we need in the mountains, and already Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena has some collaboration all over India and all over the world in regard of solar energy and implementing it in the Himalayas. So it would be wonderful if we could implement more solar technology in the Himalayas.
With the passion to have compassion in action, Sanghasena founded a non-governmental organization named Save the Himalayas Foundation with a challenging mission to protect and preserve Himalayas.
Being a charitable organization, Mahabodhi runs all of its activities almost entirely through donations as its main source of income. An exception to this is the Global Family Home, a complex of 66 rooms with attached baths, which is an income-generating project at Mahabodhi. Besides their own guests and supporters, the Mahabodhi Global Family Home welcomes all spiritually inclined tourists who can enjoy the serene and uplifting environment of the Devachan campus while vacationing in Ladakh.
Pure mind is essential for a meaningful life. For this, practice of yoga and meditation is vital. In Mahabodhi today, a large number of locals and foreigners have benefited with yoga and meditation techniques, which has totally transformed many lives. The Mahabodhi campus is also an important center for cultural exchange, a meeting point of East and West. It is a place to learn, a place to explore the hidden truth and beauty of life, a place to share experiences and views with one another.
His idea to make here a place where people from all over the world can come, meet, talk together, learn from each other. That is the idea of the global family, and the idea that we are all human beings. There's no different if you are Indian, American, German or something. We are human beings. He is not talking about the Dhamma, he is living the Dhamma.
Humanitarian services have been the prime motive of Sanghasena's life. But at the same time, he also upholds the motto of unity in diversity. With such vision, Mahabodhi has been hosting unique events to promote interfaith brotherhood by combining religious leaders across the world with school students who together spread the message of communal harmony and peace.
संतों का कोई मजहब नहीं होता, संत का मजहब होता है इंसानियत। इंसानियत के लिए हमेशा इस पर उन्होंने बहुत काम किया, और किसी भी मैं मुसलमानों से जब इनके बारे में बात करी, वहाँ के इमामों से मैंने जब बात की, तो सभी ने बहुत खुशी का इजहार किया, आपको सब चाहते हैं।
For the work he has done in encouraging religious brotherhood, Sanghasena is a renowned and respected figure not only in Ladakh but at the national and international level. The many appreciation awards and citations mark his continuous contribution towards humanity and his personal commitment to spread universal brotherhood. Through his noble propagation of the Buddha's teaching on equality and sovereignty, brought radical social transformation to millions of disadvantaged and discriminated people in other parts of India, who suffered unreasonably as a consequence of caste system, thus empowering them and enabling them to live with fundamental human rights and real dignity.
Even after doing so much for society, Bhikkhu Sanghasena's heart, mind and soul were still restless, thinking of the growing violence and hatred in our world today. This led him to set up the Mahakaruna Foundation.
We human beings can experience divine life here, but look how we are behaving. Human beings themselves become like a ghost or devils. So much hatred, so much killing, so much war and violence.
With this simple yet profound message, Bhikkhu Sanghasena set out on a journey of conducting Mahakaruna Day in various parts of India, as well as numerous other parts of the world, with the objective to empower, educate, and energize individuals and communities with the Buddha's teaching of Mahakaruna into practice, in order to promote interfaith harmony, world peace, and global family.
Several years back, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama visited Bapa Antre's Center for serving the leprosy patients. And His Holiness uttered the word, "I am just preaching Karuna and you are practicing Karuna." So I thought this is applicable with Sanghasena as well. We are preaching Karuna and he is exactly practicing Karuna to looking after the old people, children, patients and needies and all this.
Lord Buddha said, "Those who serve the sick serve me." It is these words of Buddha that has motivated Sanghasena Mahathera to open a modern, well-equipped hospital, especially for poor patients. It has become a vital health service provider in the region with good doctors, quality medicines, and state-of-the-art medical equipment. He travelled with his team of experienced medical personnel to far-flung areas to provide medical assistance where even basic medical facilities weren't available. Seeing the smiles and contentment along with heartfelt gratitude amongst the people, Bhikkhu Sanghasena went ahead to embrace the entire Himalayan region to benefit from this noble initiative, and thus came into being the Global Doctors Association for the Himalayas.
Still, there are so many villages scattered between the big Himalayan mountains who are deprived of the basic health care systems. So to address or to offer little more health service program, we hope to organize more medical camps, we hope to invite more volunteers, doctors for medical camps, or to establish medical centers, nursing home and other medical centers, not only in Ladakh but in the entire Himalayan regions. And let us work together in those very remote, inaccessible and very severe cold regions of the Himalayan mountains.
Slowly and steadily, the unique vision of Bhikkhu Sanghasena became aware to doctors from across the world, and who in turn did their bit by being a part of various medical camps, which provided advanced surgical treatments, gynecological assistance, and eye care to the people of the Himalayan region free of cost.
कम्बल दङ दा माने मेडिकल दङ चिथमा एक सल्टु मा तुजी छमुइना.
However, his vision and aspirations to serve the poor, needy and deprived sections of society doesn't end here. He wants not only to improve the lives of Ladakhis, but aspires to send a strong message of love, compassion and brotherhood in the entire world. As Sanghasena says, our own peace and happiness and our own health and harmony strongly depend on the welfare of others near and far. If we really want to lead a meaningful life, we must work to improve our own mind, work to serve the communities in which we live, and work for peace and harmony in the world. This has been my life's goal. I hope you will join me.